Hi, Remco. It's absolutely wonderful to welcome you here to the Impact Central Showcase event. And we're so sorry that you're not able to join us in person. Where are you dialing in from?
I would have loved to join you guys in person, but I am dialing in from Rotterdam, the Netherlands.
Oh, so fancy. Um, so, we're going to be talking about your really interesting experience at IKEA. And as you know, our theme for this evening is around being a seed for change. And we're looking at how we can do this individually, collectively when we come together through the work that we do via Impact Central, and also then what this means for big business playing its role as a responsible entity. Can you tell us a little bit more about IKEA's remit in this area of innovation and sustainability?
Yeah, very good. Um, I would say, without sounding too arrogant, but I would say that sustainability has been at the heart and the core of IKEA. We were probably not so very good in sharing the story, but the whole idea of, for instance, flat pack, so you can transport more, also to lower the price. The way we have done production, how we utilize materials, has always been from a perspective of sustainability, or actually a perspective of not wanting to waste anything. So that sits very much at the core from the first product we ever designed as IKEA. Of course, today there is much more focus on this topic, and it's also growing quite a bit. It's not only about the products, it's also about your transportation, it's about your buildings, it's about your people, it's about where you produce. And of course, we are on the journey. And I would not say we're doing everything right, but we're doing a lot. And a few things that are just popping up now in my mind is, one thing is, for instance, zero emission deliveries. Last mile delivery has grown exponential, for not only for IKEA, for many companies. And especially when you're coming closer where people live, we need to make sure that we do that with the lowest impact to the environment.
With the global footprint of somewhere like IKEA, there are obviously so many challenges in terms of supply chain, materials, and people. And you've outlined some of the approaches that IKEA have taken. I would love to understand how you've maybe brought your own personal convictions into play in your role, because as you know, we're all responsible for stewarding the Earth's resources.
Yeah.
What does that mean for you, and how have you been able to do that?
So we have been on this journey to actually deliver zero emission deliveries throughout the world. And we have cities like Amsterdam and Vienna, and actually quite a few more, where we already are 100% delivering our products without actually creating an impact to the environment. One way we're doing this, and I think that is also very much part of the change we are in as IKEA, is we do this in a kind of an open source development.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of just going to a supplier, say, I want to have X amount of electrical vehicles, we actually started to reach out to multiple companies and develop electrical vehicles in an open source environment, where it means that we don't own the IPs on some of the things we're doing, but really help to develop and to create speed to have more vehicles available for the foreseeable future. So that is definitely one of the ways we are trying to impact. The other one is, of course, how we repurpose buildings, not only building new, but also looking at, when we're opening up new customer meeting points, can we do that in a way that we have a lesser impact in how we build, but also how we utilize buildings. So we are currently very much repurposing buildings in a way that it has a lower impact than actually building new buildings. When we are building new buildings, we will do it with the best materials, in ways that actually will increase our complete sustainable profile.
How would you encourage others to bring their own personal convictions around this area into the fore in terms of their own workplace?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you have to be an activist, although we like to be taking that activistic approach in things we're doing, but really look into your sphere of influence. What can you do within your few square meters? Don't try to save the entire world at once. I don't think we need to do that, but I'm sure that wherever you're working, wherever people are operating, wherever they are hanging out, there are little things you can do. And I think all these little things together will help to create the bigger impact. So I would really dare people to look right in front of you. So what can I do in my sphere of influence, in my square meters, and how can I create a positive impact, even when it seems very little?
Yeah, awesome, cool. Tell us a little bit more about how IKEA is delivering on being an organisation that stands for encouraging seeds of change and how it interacts with the environment, people, and cities.
Yeah, yeah. I think change has been, again, same way we are working with sustainability, we have been constantly changing, and change is part of what we do. So we create an environment where change is embraced. So change is not seen as a hostile action. Change is an integrated part. That also demands quite a lot from our leadership and a lot from our co-workers and our colleagues in how you drive change. And one way to do this is, of course, to listen. So I think one way to sow seeds of change and to be part of change is really also to listen. Not only coming in with your own conviction and your own ideas, but also understand the environment and the world we operate in, and then join together with others in this change. Because I think this is also one part where we are, for many years, IKEA has done a lot of things on their own. We are this big company, but we also know that if we want to accelerate change, if we want to accelerate transformation and doing things different, we need to do it together. So together with our suppliers, together with our retail markets, together with our customers, and together with other companies and NGOs to actually make this happen.
Amazing. And you've been working with startups, purpose-driven startups. You have been on faculty at Impact Central. Mm-hmm. You've also been a mentor here. What excites you about this space of purpose-driven startups right now?
Yeah. What excites me every time is when I see the genuine passion for creating business on one side and delivering a positive impact, and how can you bring these two together. And this is not about, being an NGO as such, but really have a common business sense, and in driving business, taking different decisions that actually will then, have a better life for people, or the product we're using, or what we sell, or who we involve in our business. I'm still super excited about the one. So, and then the energy I see with, well, a lot of time very young people that really want to do this quite without being selfish. So also really not only stepping in because, now we're going to be, multimillionaires, we're going to be the next Elon Musk, but really, as you said before, sowing those small seeds of change. And that excites me. The other thing that excites me is that, and especially working with these startups and social entrepreneurs, is that you're working very much on the cutting edge of developing business and developing yourself, because it's not only about the business, but it's also developing yourself. And what I've seen also in the process of doing startups and accelerated programs is that it's not only the business that is developing, but also people that are developing. And I think that is super. I always, that brings a smile to my face when I see people grow into what they're doing, and I actually become better people.
Amazing. What one thing can this audience do to best support the startups?
Listen. I think listen before you actually bring in your own experience, before you bring your own knowledge into the conversation, but really start to understand what's behind the startup. Why are we doing this? So really going to the why, and then yes, let's invest. Let's invest selflessly into these companies that want to do this. You have a lot of knowledge, especially if you haven't been in business for a while, you have experience. You most of the time, the same for me, you know how not to do things, because we all have grown through to doing stupid things and to make mistakes and to fail sometimes. So really bring that in. I always say, I found out a few things later in life that I would have wished I had a mentor or somebody next to me already when I was 20, 25 to guide me through some of these things. So let's invest together in these companies, but let's start by listening first. Why are they doing it? What is the reason behind it? What is the conviction why they want to make this happen?
So tell us a couple of what those things might be, if you were to talk to your 25-year-old self. I'm sure people would love to hear.
Well, be who you are. I think don't try to imitate somebody else in your leadership, but also as a company. Be original, be authentic. I think that is incredibly important. Don't try to conform yourself to an environment that you actually, you are not that person. So I think that is definitely one of the big things. So be creative. I grew up as being a graphic designer, and in my early years in business, it was not very appreciated if you were too creative. But I would say, be creative, be who you are, be authentic. I think that is super important.
Awesome. And what percentage of your home furniture is made by IKEA?
Oh, that's a good question. I would actually say 90%.
Oh, cool. Amazing.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. You're living the brand. And final question for me, what is filling your hope tank right now?
What is filling my hope tank right now? I think hope fills my hope tank right now, to be very honest. I am incredibly hopeful. I think we are in challenging times. I would actually say that, and I know this sounds maybe um, naive, but when we were facing COVID, which was challenging, and I know that some people have lost loved ones, and it was not a nice period, but compared to COVID, where we are now, 2 years into after since COVID happened, the beginning was child play, and I think what we're seeing happening around us. We've been talking about for the last 10 years about the VUCA world. This is the VUCA world. We are in uncertain times. We, the geopolitical situation, the supply situation, the sustainability part into it. All these elements now coming together is shaking business.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that fills me with a lot of hope, because I've seen incredible resilience. I've seen incredible creativity. I've seen new things starting to occur. And then also we know that not every company will make it. And we also know that not every startup will make it in this. But it fills me with hope, because I think it brings us to a space where we need to think about those things that are really mattering to us.
Yeah.
And where it's not only about making money or becoming rich or have the biggest company or the most fancy organization, but really coming to a space where we're coming together, talking about the things that really matter to you as a human being, to us as human beings, but also to business. So I'm incredibly hopeful. At the same time, it's tiring. I've never experienced such uncertainty in taking business decisions, not only myself, but together with all my colleagues, not knowing what sits in front of us, even in the coming 6 months.
Yeah.
But that also creates a lot of hope, because that creates, again, creativity, innovation, new products, new ideas that actually will bring us forward. So yes, that is what inspiring me.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Remco. It's been an absolute joy to speak with you, and we look forward to welcoming you in person, hopefully very soon.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so very much. It was really nice being with you guys. And let's see each other next time.
Yeah, cool. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.